the wait is now over. Here is part 3 of how to properly restore your headlights. If you haven't checked out part 1 and 2, go check them out. In this video, I'm going to show you a step-by-step process of how to use the products to get these good results. Alrighty y'all, so step 1 of this restoration is to clean off the lights as best as you can. You want to be able to see what you're working with, so here I'm just using some rinseless wash, but yeah, clean them up. Alright guys, so the next step is taping off around the light. You don't want to miss out on this step, because if you do and you scratch off some of the paint, you might be liable for a new paint job. So don't skip out on this step. Use some high quality tape. This is 3M's automotive tape. I really like this stuff. Way better than the blue stuff in my opinion. So here I'm doing the first initial layer. Then I'm going to go around with the second layer, about 50-50 overlap, just to give me some more protection just in case the drill hops or anything. Then you'll see after this, I'm actually doing a second layer on the first pass. These are the high impact areas. You really want them protected. Alrighty, so starting off the sanding stages, we're going to be using P500 by 3M. This is a dry sanding method on speed 2 because there's just so much oxidation we've got to cut through. Keep in mind though guys, with this P500, you want to use the least amount of pressure that you possibly can. So this guys is what you want to see on your first pass. This is yellow dust, that's the oxidation coming off. In the future you're going to start seeing the dust get wider and wider. That means you've gone through the oxidation and now you're going through the clear coat, so you got to keep on sanding some more. Alright, this is what I was talking about. You can see the dust is a lot wider. That means we've gone through the oxidation and now we're taking off the clear. So keep on sanding until it's all a very nice and even and uniform haziness. So this step is optional. I like to do it at the end of each step as it just makes it a lot easier to get these scratches out in the next step. I like doing this horizontal hand sand just to make it all nice and even. It makes it easier to inspect your work later on too. Alright, now we're moving on guys to the refining stages. This is the P800 grit. This is designed to remove the 500 grit sanding marks we put in the step before. Make sure you take your time, inspect your work, use as many pads or sanding discs that you need to. I ended up using 2, sometimes I end up using 3, it just depends on the light. But you want to make sure you completely remove those 500 sanding marks, because if you don't, they're going to show up in the final results. Right here, the horizontal hand sand is not optional. You have to do this guys after the 800 grit, because it's very important that you are able to see your work once you're moving on to the next step to make sure you're removing all the scratches. Alright, so now we're moving on to what is normally the final step of the refining stage. This is the 3000 Trizac wet sand. I'm just using some water. I have my drill on speed 1, so I can have some more control. I don't really have to eat through any oxidation or anything, so that's why I have it on speed 1. Now, I am using a previously used pad because I wanted to see how many lights I can get out of it. I think this is the 4th light that this pad has seen. Due to this, I wasn't able to get nearly as much cut as I was wanting to, so I'm doing a second pass, and then you'll see at the end that even with the second pass, I can still see some 800 grit marks in there. That just showing me that this pad is kind of done for. So I end up actually moving down to a P1500 Trizac, which you guys will see in a little bit. Alright, so here I'm starting the 1500 Trizac wet sand. Now this isn't normally needed. I mean, 3M sells the kit with just 500, 800, and 3000. But either those two factors that probably led to this. Either I didn't sand long enough in the 3000 pass before, but it's most likely because I've used that pad on multiple lights before. I just wanted to test out the longevity. So just to make my life easier, I went ahead and just used a 1500 Trizact wet sand step to bridge the gap between the 800 and 3000. This isn't necessary, but it's a really good thing to have if you find yourself in the circumstance, and it ended up leading me to having some really good results that I was happy with. So yeah, here is a brand new 3000 Trizact. I'm doing this method all over again with a brand new one, and I end up getting good results. And as you can see, it started to rain. It wasn't supposed to rain for like the next 3 hours, but sadly it came early. So I'm just gonna finish up sanding, and then I'm gonna polish the lights, but I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow to finish spraying this light and work on the other light, as I just don't like to work in the rain. So here I'm inspecting my work. Everything looks pretty good. I'm gonna move on to polishing. My camera kept on cutting out for some reason, maybe due to the rain. But here I'm doing my first pass with Meguiar's Ultimate Compound, and then I followed up with a second pass that's not on camera, but the second pass using the Chemical Guys Headlight Restore polish. Okay, I don't know why my video keeps messing up, but I'm so sad, guys. I want to spray it so bad so you guys can see how perfect this is coming out. This is just after polishing. So of course I've done, as you guys saw in the previous steps, I've done everything. Basically 500, 800, and then I actually recommend using the 1500 Trizact because that really gave me some really good clarity. Maybe it's because I used an older 3000 Trizact. I wanted to see how far I can push it, but the 1500 really took out all those 800 grit scratches, and then the 3000 really made it look really nice. But of course it's raining, so I can't go do the other side, and of course I'm not going to spray the Meguiar's headlight coating. So hopefully tomorrow is going to be an easier day, better day weather-wise. So I'm going to have to come back tomorrow. Hopefully, if it's not raining, I'll just clear up this side, and then I go work on the other side. But yeah, I'll catch you guys whenever I'm back here. Alright, it is the next day, so here's the Meguiar's headlight spray coating. Make sure you shake it up really well. You don't want it to spit out everywhere, so make sure you don't skip out on this step. Quick little tip, go ahead and line up the sprayer with this little red dot. It'll give you the best results. Now make sure you're wearing a respirator. I forgot mine at home, I'm stupid, but you don't want to breathe this in, so wear a respirator. Alright, so it was super windy today, and normally you want to spray one medium wet coat, but due to the amount of wind, that was nearly impossible, and I told the client beforehand that this might be an issue. He was totally fine with it, even though he knew that the results might not be perfect. But yeah, guys, make sure you communicate. Alrighty, here are the results. As you guys can see, it is very, very good. Now, even though the wind kind of messed up my spraying pattern and it made it to where it's not insanely glossy, kind of like here on the top and the sides, the wind was taking it a lot. It is still very, very good. And I communicated with the client beforehand that the wind might do something like this, but he said as long as it's a lot better than before, he's happy. Look at that, guys. Here's the other side. Really, really good. Now I'll be honest with you guys, you can see there's a little bit of scratching. There's still some micro cracking. You can't really do much about micro cracking and stress cracks. Sometimes they come out, sometimes they don't, but there's still a little bit of scratches left that I just wasn't able to get out. Now I'm still practicing, guys. I'm not perfect at this method, but I know the results that this method can bring the more you practice. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to go to some junkyards and practice on their lights, see what I can do to get them to be brand spanking new, better than brand new. But as you guys can see, this is still way better than what it was before, even with some of the little slight surface scratches, guys. And even with this light, the coating got a little messed up because of how windy it is. It's about 20-mile-an-hour winds today. But yeah. So yeah, guys, if you found this video to be helpful, go ahead and leave a like and a comment down below. That shows me that you guys are interested in the videos that I make. I highly recommend giving this method a try. If you guys are scared to do it on a customer's car, go to a junkyard, ask them if you can work on their headlights. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to really care. No one really buys those headlights over there. So I recommend that. But yeah, guys, I had a lot of fun doing this video. I'm gonna keep on doing some headlight restorations here and there. I'll update you guys whenever I have some more jobs. But if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. And if you're interested in any of the products that I use in this whole process, go ahead and check out my Amazon storefront. I have a section called Headlight Restoration where all these products can be found, except for the Meguiar's headlight coating, because that I highly recommend getting it at Walmart. It's like $9 at Walmart. On Amazon, it's like $15, but you can still find it on Amazon. But yeah, guys, that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed everything, and I really love you guys. Thank you for all the support so far, and I'll see you guys on the next video.